Oba, hoorah! Loving the energy, glad you're here today. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the time and brain power. If you're new to the channel, please like this video if you like the content. I won't just tell you to like anything. Oh yeah, hit that notification bell too if I happen to interest you a little bit more and you'd like to get to know the channel a little better. Today we will be talking about underground bunkers, clones, and a bunch of other things that come to mind because this is off of the top. Outside of the little research that I did on the underground bunkers, because I had a time and frame of energy that I was experiencing, and I kind of felt to add it to my futuristic frequency. So I went ahead and I jotted down some things and did a few hours of research on underground bunkers. I came across clones and I kind of just was going with the energy and kind of just aligning it, and this is my individualistic energy and information and stuff, but it is the truth. It is the truth. But that's the thing too. A lot of people, some people, you can't always, I'm gonna do this real quick. You can't always go off of, just because, it's not even about relating or being compatible of anything. If someone hasn't reached that particular frame of energy at the time and they can't really, pace themselves out with you, it's not necessarily someone ahead or, behind. You just haven't caught the wave yet. We have to really dismiss the construct of any enemy outside of the enemy within. Because we are our worst enemy and we can help each other learn, but we still have to endure our own, mistakes as God. And I will say God because the human is the only one that has the choice to do whatever as thou wilt. So I just feel like, a lot of people, they overhype the construct of the creator, not seeing the creator in everything, I always love to say the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, because literally our fingerprints, everything about us, and you can't even dispute, other races. You can't dispute other races really, because we all have that quantum, reality about ourselves to where, we show relativity. But there are certain variations to where, I would just say genetically engineered, horizontal gene transfer, and parthenogenesis. And I'll let you get to that, because that's another thing too. A lot of us, we don't just, it's just like Hansel and Gretel, just leave the bread. The breadcrumbs were so small, but they were in sight, and someone that's seeing nothing but grass would see, breadcrumbs and wonder where that trail led to. So, just pick things up one by one. Don't just go for the if you were to get some type of prize or something in a store, for a store, say like for Toys R Us, you can grab it, or you can grab the cart that's already full instead of going and running through the store and doing the little time thing that we have for you for 45 seconds. You can just grab a big cart that ranges through the varieties of thousands of dollars. And, and you sitting there like, you feeling on the game show in your mind, because these are just, these are just metaphors and a variation of figurative language. A lot of people, the fact, especially my people, us, the melanated beings, we were so, the fact that inside we always knew that we weren't a part of what we are a part of, so we always had that learning curve that was natural, that was just there because it was a part of your attributes and you didn't know yourself. That's why, a lot of people, when they say know thyself, it goes deeper than, oh, won't you just go to Egypt then, nigga? Like, you feel me, with that derogatory behind it, like go to Egypt, nigga, or, just a bunch of different ways of bashing and overexerting yourself. See, if we're more into our heart, like right now, like if I was administrating something of negativity or something of, let's say, just twisting to the energy, you would feel it to where, without you even knowing as linguistically in which you registered into your mind, it would register as a frequency to where you would feel something was incorrect about what you were receiving. A lot of us, we like to absorb instead of admit. We have to admit. If you have greatness constantly on your mind, admit. Admit. And when you admit, you won't do nothing but redistribute that energy right to you and make yourself even more powerful. It's just, people sit down, like, all of these comic book heroes and all of these people sit down, people like you and me, and they conceptualize and they fabricate inside their minds what could be something that someone could feel if they felt it the way they felt it when they felt it, created for you. It's just, we are all connected. Nothing is outside of self. Nothing is outside of self, but self. Everything is you. Everything. I'm going to love seeing this when I'm done because it's a part of me. We are a part of us. But getting into the underground bunkers, because I was originally supposed to talk about that and I did get off topic, and I do apologize, but expect that, man. Everybody's attention span, I'll be happy to even still have you here right now. As I grow more in tune and I put myself out there and I try to learn the variations of myself that I know are out there, I come to different realizations while in different time frames of energy patterns and in time frames of constellation patterns. We always are changing. That's why I never, now in the frame of energy that I'm in now, I don't put judgment past anybody. I don't put it past anybody because you never know. You're that same person that run into people and you don't know why you ran into that person. You're that same person that feels something for someone that you don't even know. Just a facial expression. And you automatically feel a tremendous amount of years or whatever that you feel from that person. Love, none of these true elements can be explained. They can only be conjoined. And then that's where you see the outcome. Cause and effect. But back to what I was saying, like there's always that learning curve for everyone to where, you're kind of dispelling what you previously already know as of, reoccurrence. I don't want to say reincarnation, but reoccurrence, through your reoccurrence, because we always feel like we've been here before. We always feel like we're a few days ahead, and we always feel like it's not the day that it is, until we map out into our mind and get down with this structure and say, hey, look, this is it. Then that's when, but we're always questioning and overlapping what's in front of us. That's why it's best to relocate. I'm going to get into the bunkers and the clones, but I got to get into the greatness of us, of you. We're great. But as of the bunkers, there are 57 bunkers in America. Why is this important? How many states are there? Why is this important? I don't have an underground bunker. I don't have a school. I don't have a bus station. I don't have a stadium. I don't have a ballpark. I ain't got shit but what somebody gives me. And why am I accepting it? Wait a minute. Attachments, family. Why are so many of us where we are? Attachments. And I want to give a shout out to Crystal. She's a speaker on Facebook. I'm sorry I can't really all the way remember the name completely. I think it's Crystal Bernard. But she's a speaker, and she had spoke on the word intrinsically. When you are connected to something, not by choice, because you don't always have a choice. You don't always have a choice. You didn't ask to come here, but you came here because that's what we do. We do it over and over and over and over again. We come right back. And hopefully your frequency is a lot powerful when you come back the next time. Death is a human construct, but there are people who understand this reoccurrence and they understand how this reality works, and they're not willing to disclose the information with you. Maybe scientifically, maybe in algorithm or allegory in a Bible, but no one will truly give you the gems. You have to find the gems yourself. This is serious. And it's sad that I have to speak it like this and I can't just, no, I'm not blowing my head off. Well, I guess I'm blowing my head off because I'm trying to speak to you telepathically. If we were on that frequency, if we didn't have all of these disturbing things, these things that we enter, that we let into our body, it changes us. Everything alters us. Every minute we're being altered. Every second we're being altered because a thought might be faster than that second. And with the belief system of words, it only takes one word. Let it be a positive word. Gaining. Not wait. Well, wait. Do I want to think metaphorical? Do I want to think? How do I want to think? Think correctly. Make sure your next move is your best move. 57 bunkers in America. 439 bunkers globally, the whole entire world. Yes, we're speaking of Kim Jong-un. Yes, we're speaking of Saudi Arabia. Yes, we're speaking of Russia. Yes, we're speaking of anywhere that isn't where you are right now. But there's some where you are too, because as I said, there are 57 in America. I don't have to tell you to do the math. You know the vibration. I apologize earlier. I was in my thoughts as usual, and I had said the wrong number because, it's weird. It's weird when you're sitting there and you're trying to put what's in out and then into another device that isn't the natural device, like these hands that I'm moving, phalanges, and trying to instill that on top of thought, on top of energy, on top of spirit force, on top of ethereal force, on top of neuromelanin, on top of melanin itself, on top of, just a whole bunch, trying to put it into a phone. So I had said 437. I should have said 439. Excuse me, because that's how sensitive it is. I'm like, oh man, that guy, but we're not going to get into that. We have to always vibrate balance. And if you're vibrating low, you want to vibrate higher. But for those who are high and out of their shell when it comes to thinking that they know better than someone else, because it's all you. It's all you. And we look really stupid when we try to down anybody. Anybody, white, black, I don't care. When they come into your reality, because it's always different from what you see on TV. It's always different from what you've uploaded from your TV, and which you distill the things that are inside of you, like racism or, anything that is against someone else when it is all you. I don't blame the white man. I don't blame the white man. I don't blame nobody but myself. Your attention is everything. And when your attention is being manipulated, so are you. And you're the cause. Some of us are forced into some of us are forced into situations too. I won't just put it like, hey, today if you learn this, turn all of this around and it could all be you with the power of your choice. No, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, I'm raising children. It hurts me every time I have to give a command on something that I know is right, but there is a vessel that has no ideal of right from wrong. They're trying to instill, I'm trying to help them fabricate vibration with emotion and with spells. I'm casting spells with this language. Yeah. And I guess I'm crazy because I love Yoruba. I love Yoruba. However you want to say it, however it comes out. But you know what I'm talking about. And I feel like, I just want to go as far back as possible when it comes to, resurfacing my ancestors through myself. Being what my grandfathers was, but a greater version. Because you got to think of it, man. Throughout this life, you can pretty much stay the same almost your whole life if you're in a situation that indoctrinates you to believe you're supposed to stay that way. Many people, I meet all of the time. I meet elderlies, and they love me. They love me so much, and they want to keep me around because I reflect them. And I have this thing called youth, which, they wish they still had, and, they wish that they knew the things that I knew at this age. No, you know it now. Death is a human construct, no matter what. The greatest deception was teaching that it wasn't the most greatest thing ever. Because this is hard. This is hard. There is someone right now contemplating death. Everyone has contemplated death. Everyone has thought of death. It's how you stay alive. So imagine life with death. And I'm not going to sit here and promote it. I'm not going to promote it because that's what drives a lot of people off the edge. When they take this stuff and they wield it incorrectly. I will say incorrectly because, energies will always be ambiguous, but you'll always be able to tell. You'll always be able to tell because you are it. You're it. This video is very long. I wanted to get into the aspect of clones, but I mean, they're clones. They're not real. They're not real anymore. The real person has checked out and they've left you with a vessel that is the same as their image, but their inner self is out. Their inner self is not them anymore. That's a whole different variation. That's not even a variation. It's genetically modified. You get where I'm going? The devil's interval. It's funny because I almost couldn't think of the devil's interval because all I've been thinking about lately is 432 hertz, 528 hertz, things that serve my infinite expression. But it's 440 hertz frequency, the devil's interval. Most of these rappers, and I use rappers, singers, anyone who wields the elemental language of music, because it's deeper than a lot of people think. It's deeper than a lot of people think. You love that dialogue in that story, huh? You love that dialogue in that skit that you love to watch, that Empire, that TV show. Well, what's another TV show? Hip Hop Atlanta, all of that stuff. You love all of that stuff. What is the main thing playing at all times, no matter what? You guessed it. You guessed it. Music, sound. I'm going to edit this video because I know the wonders of sound. And a thought just came to me to not edit this video because the sound of my voice will be enough. Oba, hoorah!